And that translated into 5.6 million unique experiences that people enjoyed and participated in during the same time period. That speaks to the diversity and the number of experiences that our community is creating, our platform offers. Last but not least, I am very proud about the fact that we're building a platform that is truly for everybody. I've been at Roblox for a few years, not as long as Anthony, but still, I think pretty respectable. And when I joined Roblox, I remember our platform was largely a platform where a lot of very young users were coming, like 9 years old or younger. When I was putting together this presentation, I was looking for interesting stats to share with you guys, and I came across these stats. 40% of our users are now 17 years old or older. And I was shocked to the point that I had to go back and check with our finance guys to make sure that that number was actually correct, and it is correct. This is to say that I am very confident that we're building a platform that will really engage everybody, no matter the age, the gender, and background.
Let's look at Roblox's economy growth over the years. Roblox is one of the biggest virtual economies in the world, and this represents a massive opportunity for you and every creator on the platform. In 2018, we had 536 million paid transactions on Roblox. In 2022, that number jumped to 3.2 billion. To put that number in perspective, that's about a third of the number of transactions American Express does globally every single year. The creator earnings is the total amount that the creator community earned in that year. In 2018, it was 72 million. Compare that against 2022 with $624 million. Lastly, the number of earners on the platform, the number of unique people earning on the Roblox platform was less than 1 million in 2018. It grew over 15x in those years in the same time frame. I think these three stats really represent our economy, the health of the economy, as well as the inclusion and opportunity for everyone. As you can see, it's such a large opportunity, and we're hoping everyone participates, and there's even more to earn. Now let's look at the creator earnings distributed across the the community. As of June 2023, we had 150 creators earning $580,000 or more per year. I just want to say it again, 150 creators making $580,000 or more per year. And it's not just the very top earners who are building successful businesses on Roblox. We heard it from Dave yesterday. Creator number 1,000 made $64,000 in the last 12 months. That's more than 2x the US median income, and they're making that on Roblox. It is such a massive opportunity. Over the last 3 years, the earnings growth rate of creator number 1,000 is double that of creator number 10. This means that not only is our community making more money overall, but we're proportionally distributing more money to smaller creators as well. This is great for everyone. It's a rising tide, and it's just, again, a massive opportunity on the Roblox platform.
So these are great stats and really speaks to the growth of our economy. Our growth really is driven by our commitment to you, to our community. I always remind people that our team is called economy and not monetization for a reason. We exist to drive your financial success. So what does that mean? A couple of thoughts. The first one is that we as a platform do not compete with you guys. We don't create content that competes for earnings or engagement. You are our only focus. The second thought is that a large part of our user spend on the platform benefits you, either directly or indirectly. A way to think about this is to consider an average dollar spent on the platform and look at how this dollar is split across different cost categories. So if you think about that dollar, 25% of that supports experiences, what you create. It covers hosting cost, storage cost, customer service cost, moderation cost, localization costs. These are all costs that you would have to pay to third-party providers of these services if you are not developing on Roblox. Then you have 22% that goes directly to third-party platforms, so it's just a pass-through to Roblox. And these are Apple, Google, Microsoft, soon Sony, and the payment providers like credit card companies. Then we have 29% that will return to you, to our developers, via virtual transactions or engagement-based payouts. And this leaves 24% that covers our ongoing operating costs, essentially our salaries, our investment in future technology, and our margin. So if you take a step back, 76% of everything we make as a platform supports your experiences or goes to you directly. So said differently, we share with you more than half of what's left after we pay for support costs and third parties. And by the way, these numbers, we're always trying to push more in your direction. So economy's mandate, really, as I mentioned before, is to drive the financial success of your community. And we do that by continuously striving to innovate on our product. So the innovation process is hard and really requires that we make decisions on what to focus on, and once we decide what our focus is, how we execute on that focus. And there's a lot of trade-off, a lot of tough decisions that we need to make. And we do that by really following 3 principles. The first one is that community always comes first. And it means that we either focus on generating new business opportunities for you to earn, or we manage the current ecosystems, it can be experiences or virtual items or our creator marketplace, so that they organically grow in size and the proceeds from these ecosystems are distributed fairly and objectively. The second principle is participation or inclusivity. This means that anybody can participate in our economy in different roles. You can be a developer of experiences, a creator of items, a developer of plugins or model. It doesn't really matter. We want anybody to be able to participate, and we want to consistently expand opportunities for new people, new creators to come and join our economy. Why is this important? Participation is the dynamic that powers our economic flywheel. More creators create more content, more diverse content. Users come, enjoy the content, spend money, spend more money. More money means more opportunity, which attracts more creators, and so on and so forth. So in some cases, as you can imagine, there's tension between the idea of lowering barriers to let more people in and maintaining our ecosystems healthy. And this means that we need to manage these two ideas carefully. So in some cases, for example, we will launch a feature and we will roll it out slowly, first starting with a small group of people. There was the example with the UGC program in 2019. Now we know that we're expanding it to everybody. And that, I think, is very emblematic of the way we think about this. Every feature will eventually be available to all. And that's really is our ethos and what we're striving to do. So even if something starts small, be assured that it's just a step in a longer journey to make everything available to everybody. And by the way, we have some great announcements. We've heard some of them yesterday, and today you're going to hear more from the team. Third, last but not least, we want our economy to be sustainable for creators of all types and all sizes. This means two things. The first, that we're always looking to add new verticals of creation to attract creators that previously had no way to participate. So, for example, I mentioned the UGC program in 2019. Recently, we opened creation to bodies and dynamic heads. That's a new vertical that I think is really generating interesting results, and so on and so forth. This is really just the beginning. There's a lot more that we have planned. The second is that we are always adding new ways to monetize content. So think about verticals, and then within each vertical, we're looking for more ways to monetize that vertical. So we heard about developer subscriptions yesterday, advertising. These are new ways that we're implementing so that developers of experiences, for example, can now make more money. We hope that by doing that, we will allow every creator of any size to scale their businesses.
This is one of my favorite slides. I've been with Roblox for over a decade, and I can speak to the growth of the economy and the platform throughout the years. In 2012, we released Game Passes. In 2013, we released Developer Exchange. It's hard to believe that there was ever a Roblox before Developer Exchange. I think I could say that it affected every single person in this room's life positively. Paid access also in 2013, 2014 Dev Products, UGC program in 19, and EBP in 2020. Look at what has been released in 2023 so far, and we still have more to come. Immersive ads, like Enrico mentioned, limiteds, bodies and heads, creation everywhere and anyone can create, and subscriptions. We are laser focused on delivering maximum value to you, our creators, so you can grow your businesses and the opportunity. We pride ourselves in supporting all types of creation and creators on our platform. And we're really excited to share the upcoming innovations which will provide you more economic opportunities to interact with your user base. Experienced creators have historically monetized through inexperienced transactions. And recently, we released the beta product for our immersive ads. At 11:30 here, there'll be a presentation with Richard talking about the details and the future vision for our immersive ads product. I highly suggest checking it out, 11:30 right here. Right after this, Xiumin will be sharing details about a new experience subscription product. This will help you interact and engage with your community better. She'll also be speaking about new monetization and really exciting opportunities in the creator marketplace. Finally, it's been a huge year for our avatar creators. We could not speak about the economy without them. Jahan will be speaking about the details about our UGC program, all the way from UGC Limiteds and the future of our vision to open up UGC creation for everyone on the platform. We're really proud of these achievements, but we're actually most excited about how you will use them and what you will build with them. So without further ado, thank you very much for everything and have a great RDC.
Please welcome Xiumin Wei.
Good morning. My name is Xiumin, and I'm really excited to share more details about two really exciting new announcements with you today. But first, I'll start with subscriptions. So you may not realize it, but subscriptions play a huge role in our everyday lives. And actually, as studies show, most of us realize this less than we think. US consumers spend $219 a month on discretionary subscriptions like streaming, cosmetics, apparel, so on and so forth. Across the pond in Europe, the average household has 10 subscriptions at any given time. But this isn't just Netflix or Spotify or some of those big names you see out there. There are huge boulders in a household budget that are recurring purchases. Think rent, phone, internet, health insurance. There's also things like gym memberships, meditation apps that we invest in for health and wellness. There are subscriptions for security, like home security or identity protection. And then there are all those things that we subscribe to for our loved ones, whether those are pet vitamins, my dog has brushy sticks, or developmental toys for your kids, or an investment in your future loved ones in the form of dating app subscriptions. The point is, recurring businesses are everywhere, and it's really no surprise when you can increase the lifetime value of a long-term retained customer by 2x. That's 2x the lifetime value that you can bring with subscriptions. Not having this on the platform today has been a pain point. We've heard that loud and clear. In speaking with all of you, we've heard, oh, this was a pass, but it would have made so much more sense as a subscription. We've heard of some of you guys hacking subs with dev products today. And then we've heard from some of you in the community who would just prefer to monetize via subscriptions versus individual transactions because that provides your user base more predictability. This quote from Mimi Dev, we think really encapsulates all that excitement and hunger we've heard from all of you throughout this process. And now's the time to bring what we see in so many different flavors throughout our real-world, everyday lives to Roblox. So what is our vision? We want to empower creators, all of you guys, to build recurring business models with all of the flexibility that the platform can offer. So we imagine a future where we could support creators to build something just like this. Like, why can't my avatar get like a sweet fit drop every month? Or why wouldn't I be able to rent a designer gown to attend an event on Roblox? And it's more than that, right? Licenses on plugins or educational content. Think member-only fan clubs or event space rentals, and so many more. If there's one thing that we're sure of, it's that the community is going to be able to dream up way better concepts and bring them to life in a way that will surprise us. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and we have to start somewhere. And so we're really, really excited to have announced that this year we are launching subscriptions within experiences. So why experiences, you might ask? Experiences represent the vast majority of how our creator community monetizes today. And in fact, as you just heard from Anthony, a couple of minutes ago, the last major product that we added to our suite of developer products for sale and experience was dev products in 2014. And so we just felt that it made total sense to start with experiences. So just to give you a little flavor of what the experience will be like for users, I'll be able to go into your experiences and browse all the different subscriptions you have for sale. I'll also be able to do so outside of your experiences through the passes and subscriptions tab in the experience details page. Then, when I found a subscription that I like, I'll be able to subscribe and purchase really seamlessly on desktop or mobile. but then enjoy those benefits no matter which platform I log into. And finally, a one-stop shop to manage all your subscriptions on the platform directly within ROBLOX settings. I can view everything that I've subscribed to, whether that's premium or one of your experience subscriptions, and I can easily cancel no matter what device I'm using. We think this is just so much more seamless, safe of an experience for users that's going to build trust with both your experiences and us. So of course, none of this would be possible if we didn't give you the tools to build this. Here's a quick teaser of what's going to be launching very soon. First of all, creating and activating your subscriptions through the Creator Hub. You'll be able to describe the benefits that are included in your subscription, select from a few tiers of monthly prices that you feel best reflects the value of the subscription that you're putting out there, and then linking up those subscription benefits within ROBLOX Studio. In fact, you'll be able to activate multiple subscriptions in your experiences if you so desire. Next, we'll be giving you a brand new set of APIs that will allow you to find product information, also query subscription status, as well as subscription history. And we believe that the combination of that functionality will give you the flexibility to offer a really wide range of different subscription offerings, whether that's access to a VIP lounge or monthly item drops. Finally, analytics and reporting that you need to understand the health of your business. We'll be providing you all of these insights directly within Creator Hub, and you'll be able to also cancel or delete plans that maybe aren't getting as much traction as you like. Ultimately, though, we're building this capability to support creator monetization. And so I just wanted to take some time to highlight some features that we very intentionally designed for this very goal. So first of all, subscriptions renew automatically until the user cancels. Some of you may have seen this in some of the materials in yesterday's keynote, but in order to make this happen, subscribers will also be paying in real-world currency. So that means if I'm in the US, I'll pay in USD, a user in France is going to pay in euros, so on and so forth. And this enables us to enable smooth and compliant renewals. Having that underlying payment method, whether that's a credit card or your App Store payment method, is what we think will reduce the likelihood of a user involuntarily canceling. So I won't have to go in and manually reconfirm a renewal every month, or I won't be worried about filling up a balance so that my subscription isn't going to lapse without me knowing. Next, we're really excited to be introducing retention incentives. So what do these mean? Creators stand to earn a larger payout for certain subscribers that have retained over a period of time. So for example, I might be a user that's subscribing on my computer. I've now renewed a couple of months. In those subsequent months, the creator of the subscription would basically be able to earn a bigger share of the payout. And finally, as I've mentioned a few times now, we really wanted to make sure that these subscriptions are purchasable across a wide variety of devices and across platforms where the vast majority of our users spend their time. Okay, so what are the dates? When is this launching? Here's a quick overview. This month, we'll be launching the ability to test creator tooling and the APIs right within Creator Hub. So if you are the creator of an experience that was created before September and you are ID or phone verified, you'll be able to go in, test out the tooling, get used to the APIs, and maybe even create some subscriptions for sale. Now, they won't be ready for sale just yet. That will happen in November when we launch to most users in most markets. But we're very, very eager in this 2-month testing period to hear a lot of your feedback and iron out any potential issues. November is when we launch, so subscriptions will be able to be purchased for sale before the holidays. And then in Q1 is when we're hoping to roll this out to all experiences, including newly created ones. Finally, in Q2 and beyond, really, that is what we're seeing as the period to iterate and expand. whether that's new platforms, new markets, new features, or improved functionality. Whew, okay, so that was a lot, but I'm not done yet. Thank you, thank you. I have one more really exciting nugget to share with all of you about the upcoming changes to our Creator Marketplace. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Creator Marketplace, this is the one-stop shop for you to get all of the assets and tools made by Roblox and the community for use within your experiences. Today, we support models, images, meshes, audio, video, fonts, and plugins, although plugins are currently the only ones that are monetizable. And about 60% of creators use Creator Marketplace assets and tools in their experiences. So this is a really, really important forum to drive creation on the platform. And so the really exciting update you heard at Manuel's keynote yesterday, making sure I'm not blocking the 100%, creators will be able to keep 100% of the net proceeds for sales through Creator Hub and Studio. Now, what exactly does that mean? We've heard some questions. This means that for every sale through Creator Hub or Studio, we will take out the payment processing fees and taxes, which are direct pass-through, and the creator keeps everything else. Roblox does not take anything on top of that, and that's exactly because we believe that these inputs to creation for the broader creator community are so worth investing in. Now, to make this happen, which by the way would be the highest revenue share on the market, we are transitioning the Creator Marketplace purchasing and earning to USD. So one thing to know, which is important, unlike other items in our economy, Creator Marketplace assets and tools can be found and sold outside of Roblox. Pricing in USD gives us the transparency to allow a Creator Marketplace customer to be able to tell and compare what these items are worth, and for a Creator Marketplace seller to be able to price their assets and tools based on what they're worth. And as part of this upcoming announcement, we're really excited to share that models will soon be joining plugins as a monetizable asset. Exciting. And this is part of our long-term vision, really, to include all Creator Marketplace assets sold through Creator Hub and Studio as monetizable through this very scheme. The last thing I'll share with you is that as we're opening up more ways to earn, we really want to make sure we're doing so in a safe manner. And to that end, we have made immense strides in improving and maintaining the safety of the Creator Marketplace through efforts such as integrating with moderation systems to impede bad actors from wreaking havoc in the ecosystem, informing users when their items have been actioned on. Through these and many more, we've been able to reach an internal safety bar of 99.99%, and we are not backing down. So that's all I had to share with you today. Thank you so much for listening, and enjoy your RDC.
Please welcome Jehan Damji.
That was awesome, Shumen, by the way. I was thinking when I was sitting there that I was kind of hoping that Marketplace had gone first, because I think that act is going to be pretty hard to follow. My name's Jehan. I'm on the product team for Marketplace. And I don't have a picture of me 10 years ago like Tian did yesterday. And I did not have long hair either 10 years ago. My hair was actually a lot shorter, if you can believe it, almost a buzz cut. But I also, like Tian, grew up playing games and building games. Back in the day, I built games on StarCraft and Warcraft, if you guys remember that. And my first job in tech was actually at a gaming company. So over the last few days, talking to you guys at our booth or talking to you guys in person, I've actually been really excited about the passion you all have around the things you guys do on the platform. And that passion has been really infectious. So please keep it up, and I'm really excited to talk to you about Marketplace and the things we have for you in the coming weeks and months. So every couple weeks or so, I try to talk with the creator one-on-one and better understand why they joined the platform, what motivated them to build on Marketplace, but also how can we do better as a product team. And a few weeks ago, I had a chat with one of our standout creators. His name is Caillou, and he's based in Rio de Janeiro. This is Caillou. last year, I believe, maybe at the Innovation Awards. Originally, he was a gamer on Roblox, and he had a deep passion for building. And a few years ago, he asked a question that maybe many of you in this room have asked yourself. I still ask myself this question as well. What do I want to do long term? You see, Caillou had a passion for creativity. He loved designing things. He taught himself 3D modeling and started building design projects for houses, but he never thought that he'd build on Roblox. And back in 2019, our awesome DevRel team had a competition down in Rio de Janeiro, and his friend convinced him to join and try out this competition, see how he does. Turns out, he's really, really good, and him and his friend won the competition. Back in 2019, the prize for winning the competition was that you join the UGC program, which was invite only. When I was talking to him, he mentioned how excited he was when he realized he was going to join the program. But to quote him, he didn't realize how much his life was going to change. He published his first item, Googly Reality, turned off his computer, went to bed, and the next morning his sales took off. Fast forward to today, he's been able to support his family through hardships, pay his bills, and recently actually just got engaged. So I think I saw Caillou in the crowd here. Congrats on your engagement, Caillou. In fact, a funny thing he told me was his mom didn't believe that he was making money from the platform, and he had to convince her that this was real, and this is how he was actually making his money. You see, Caillou was always talented, but the platform helped him harness that talent and helped him build a sustainable business. And that's what really excites us on the Marketplace team. We really want to empower the community to build a sustainable business. And it's never been a better time than now to build on the platform. Every day, 14 million people shop on Marketplace. That's 1 in 5 people on Roblox. 65% of those people dress and play with their avatar every single day. And finally, 47% of people say the items that you all create help them express their individuality. You heard from Dan and Dave yesterday about avatars and identity expression being core to Roblox's mission, and avatar creations are essential for that. Not only is it an amazing opportunity now to build on the platform, but we've seen this translate to earnings for the community. Just from 3D avatar creations, in H1 alone, we paid out $25 million. And there are just under 500 million transactions in H1. That's a 33% year-over-year growth. Now, today I want to talk about where we're going, what the future of Marketplace looks like, and how we want to evolve this over the coming years. 3 areas I want to be able to focus on with you all. One is more ways to earn. The second is sustainable earnings. And the third is something you heard from Manuel and Enrico earlier today, is participation in the economy or opening up creation. So let's start with more ways to earn. Last month, we allowed UGC creators to build bodies and heads. And it's still really early in this journey. It's been less than 3 weeks or so. But we already see some really strong traction. We've seen about 150 million bodies been sold and 200 million heads. And the community has been making some really cool avatars. I think you guys actually have seen some of these already. Some of these, I think, will resonate with a lot of people, especially the Billy there. But let's talk a little bit about things we've launched in the coming weeks or coming months. So recently, we launched 2 new features on Marketplace. One is the ability to basically tell people where you want your limiteds to be sold, in Experience, Marketplace, or somewhere else. And we also allow the ability to price your limiteds for free. What we've seen is that this gives creators flexibility in how they price their goods, but also lets them have more control around where their goods are sold. Since launching this, creators have done some really cool things. For instance, Monster Cat is a brand that created an item and worked with their fan base to really hype up that item before the drop. During the giveaway, they saw a 2x increase in engagement per active user. But it's not just about the engagement they drove in the game. They've actually been doing some really cool things around treating these plushies that they made as kind of a membership card or an access card. So if you're in an experience and you have that plushie, you can get members-only content, for instance. Or you can also get access to a members-only lounge. We're really excited about how the community is using this, and we're actually doubling down on this. So in Q4, you saw this from Tian and Nick yesterday, we're going to actually make it even easier for you to discover inexperienced items on Marketplace and directly go into those experiences for a seamless earnable transaction. Not only that, but we want to give you more tools to help you understand your business. In Q4, we're going to be releasing avatar analytics through Creator Analytics, and we're going to start simple with sales and revenue data. But you can imagine a future where we start to give you more powerful insights, helping you understand what people are looking for and what they want. That way, it could better inform the things and the creations you all want to build in the future. This is just some of the ways that we're helping creators earn on the platform. Next, let's talk about sustainable earnings. A key to creating sustainable earnings is having a healthy marketplace. And for that, that means three things. One is, as we build our systems, we want to ground those systems in real-world economic principles. We want to take the best of the real world and bring it to Roblox and the economy. Second is, we want to build the right incentives that motivate behaviors in the platform. And third is, we want to be responsive to shifts in dynamics. Our marketplace is dynamic, and it's constantly changing. And we want to make sure our incentives are also doing that. We call this marketplace management. So let's talk a little bit about this journey that we've taken in 2023 and where it's going. In April, we launched limiteds. These have two mechanics. One is fixed supply, and the second is a per unit fee. We took inspiration from the real world, and what we've seen is with a cost per unit and with a defined supply, creators are much more intentional around what they create, but also how they price them. Let's take a look at what the community has been up to in the last 5 months or so since launch. Finally, 80% have a higher resale value than their original transaction price. But I think what excites us the most about limiteds is what we see with transaction prices as a whole. We see a 3x increase in the transaction price of limiteds relative to non-limiteds. And the reason that's exciting to us is because it goes back to these systems that we want to build, where we want to build systems that mimic the real world and apply those principles to our economy. And again, what we're seeing is when we have a cost per unit and we have a defined supply, again, creators are much more intentional around how they price their items and how they think about profit and return on investment. But what if creators want more flexibility? Again, this is just fixed supply. So you have to say, I'm going to produce 100 of something. But we've heard a lot of creators don't know how much to create. Sometimes their item sells and they want to make more. Well, that's why early next year, we're going to be releasing flexible quantities. Flexible quantities are going to be similar to fixed quantities, but you'll be able to rebatch consistently and replenish your supply, and they'll also have a cost per unit. Users will always know what type of creations they're getting, whether they're fixed or flexible, and that will be defined at the time by you all when it comes to publishing that item. Again, these incentives will help creators continue to take home sustainable earnings. Taking a step back, talking about the evolution of our marketplace, 2023 was really about starting to lay that foundation down. Again, in April, we launched limiteds with fixed supply. In early 2024, we'll be rolling out flexible quantities, also with the same mechanics that enable sustainable earnings, and that will set the stage for transitioning our marketplace later in 2024. In 2024, we'll begin transitioning our marketplace to one where there's just two types of creations, flexible quantities and fixed quantities, both with a per unit fee. Eventually, we'll also slowly be transitioning non-limiteds into flexible quantities. For existing creators, we know this is a really big change. And we also know there's a lot of creations out there that are non-limited today. So what we promise from our end is that this is going to be slow, it's going to be gradual, and over the coming weeks, we're going to actively work with the community on feedback on how to make this transition as seamless as possible as we go into later 2024. The last thing I want to touch on is marketplace management. Again, one of the things we talked about is we want our incentives to be dynamic and responsive to our marketplace. So in 2024, we'll start leaning heavily into thinking about how do we make and manage our marketplace more effectively? How do we think about these incentives that we have and change them based on supply and demand? But in the coming months, you'll actually start seeing us testing some of these things, gathering feedback from you on what's working well and what's not as we start to build a proper system in 2024. So that was a lot, but there's one more thing I want to talk on, and it's something that Manuel and Enrica have mentioned already. It's opening up creation or increasing participation in the economy. Last year, the UGC program moved from invite only to applications, and this is kind of the applications we saw over time. You see a big jump in April because limiteds rolled out. The thing is that there's an order of magnitude more creators that have the skills or the desire to build on the platform beyond just the ones that apply, and they can't today because the program is application-based. And for every KU out there, or people today who have earned so much on the platform, there's so many more who can't earn. And that's why opening up 3D creation is so important to us at Roblox. But we also know this is a really, really big change. And we want to get it right. It's critical that we get it right. Over the past few months, I've been having one-on-ones with creators and talking to them and asking them, how do we make this transition? How do we make it so that everyone, both new creators and existing creators, feel great about what we're doing? We actually even shared directly some of the things that we're thinking about rolling out when it comes to controls and incentives and tweaking them based on feedback. The two biggest pieces of feedback we've heard is one, the community wants to make sure that the marketplace is safe, civil, and trustworthy. And second, they really want a high bar for creation. So let's talk about some of the things we'll be doing to help satisfy some of that feedback. First, we also deeply care about having a safe and civil marketplace. So at launch, we'll be requiring ID verification, it'll be tied to an account, and we'll have a strike system for policy violating content that results in temporary and permanent bans from marketplace creation and more. This is important because it creates accountability and sets up the right sequences for inappropriate behavior. Secondly, let's talk about controls and incentives. We don't want to be the arbiter of what is good quality or what is bad quality, but we want to make sure that there's incentives so that if a creator is going to publish an item, they feel really confident that that item will sell. That's why we're going to be going out with a few requirements, like a minimum quantity to produce, the need for premium, and also monthly caps on how much you can produce. And finally, we really care about a healthy marketplace, and also one that's trustworthy. So first off, we're going to make sure in early 2024 that it's easier for you to manage your IP on the platform. What we mean by that is you'll be able to upload your IP, search across our catalog for things that you think might be infringing, and report those easily. But beyond that, we want to tie everything together when it comes to our marketplace evolution. We talked about moving to a world where there's fixed and flexible quantities in 2024. And with opening up creation, we want to nudge creation to that future. That's why when we open up our marketplace for new creators, they'll only be allowed to make limiteds, which have the right incentives in place to help those creators and the platform drive sustainable earnings. For existing creators in the UGC program, we'll work again slowly to transition over time the existing non-limited inventory and also work on the transitioning the current ability to create non-limiteds over a span of time. So that is a lot of information that I just went through in about 15 or 18 minutes. If there's 3 takeaways here, one is that we're continuing to invest in more ways for you to earn on the platform. Second is we really care about sustainable earnings, and these changes we're making in our marketplace are meant to lay the foundation for those sustainable earnings, in particularly fixed and flexible quantities. And lastly, opening up creation is coming in the coming weeks, and we will continue to work with you all on making sure that this transition is seamless and everyone feels great about where we're heading here. Again, a lot of information here. I personally have felt most energized by talking to you all at our booth yesterday, so please come by our Earnings on Roblox booth. I'll be there all day. Enrico, Shuman, Anthony, and a lot of other people on the marketplace subscriptions economy team will also be there. We'll love to meet more of you in person, and thanks for the time.
This is the first year I can almost not see all the way to the back. We're here to reimagine how people come together. We're just getting started.
You're all the reason we're here. You're the driving force that motivates all of the work that we're putting into this platform we call Roblox.
How we connect online has evolved, and I'm so excited for us all to see how we continue to innovate together and look forward to all the amazing things that you're all going to create.
Our vision has always been to abstract one experience across all devices.
Roblox is finally on PlayStation. We're going to take you on a demo experience. Dave will be on his mobile device, Ty will be on his MetaQuest, and I will be on PlayStation.
And we think generative tools are going to empower all of you to go so much faster and to enable you to focus on your creativity.
Our AI assistant will be available to users on the platform. We're really excited to see what you all do with this to empower creation everywhere.
Knowing now the power of our creative community, we can supercharge our next 5-year predictions. We're reimagining how people come together to play, learn, work, communicate. It's literally a great time to be alive, and I'm so glad to be doing it with all of you. So thank you so much.
Please welcome Robert Melly, Steph Carazza, and Tyler Hoff.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations on finding your way to the back of the auditorium here, and I hope you all got your MetaQuests this morning. I am Robert Melly. I'm joined by Steph Carazza and Tyler Hoff. Together, we are the leadership team of Studio. So we're going to talk to you today. We're so excited to talk to you today about the investments we are making in creative workflows. And if you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want to continue talking about, please find us at the Studio booth after this talk. The beating heart of this platform is the people sitting in this room and the content that you create. Everything that we do, every decision we make, every idea that we come up with, everything we talk about is about how do we make you successful? How do we make you create faster? How do we enable you to realize your vision? And how do we make you make your users happy and engaged on the platform? We think that anything we do that makes you successful will make us successful as a platform and as a company, and will bring us here in this auditorium and in Fort Mason and San Francisco every year. You heard a little bit yesterday from Dave, from Nick, and Tian about our vision for creation, and our vision for creation is expansive. We want to enable you to create anything. This is experiences, this is UGC items, layered clothing, avatars, plugins, workflows, community tools, extensions, anything you can imagine. We want you to create on the Roblox platform and be successful doing this. We are very focused and very committed to enable creation anywhere. So this is inside of Studio. This is the external tools that you use and the workflows that you build, making this great and integrated and connected. And then the visionary thing we keep talking about is enabling creation from inside of your experiences. This means that you can build an experience that users can create, make content, and own it on our platform, and we think that this is a wonderful future. And we are very focused, very committed to enabling anyone to create. This means the newest user to Roblox who is just learning how to experience things can make content that they own. But this also means that the most grizzled game dev in the industry can come to Roblox and use all of the tools and workflows that they care about and be able to create very, very quickly. And overall, we are doing really well. We have Studio and our creation products available in 170 countries. We have translated them into 9 languages, and we have more coming on the way. We have a customer satisfaction score of 77, and we watch this number very, very closely. We care about how you feel about the product. We care that you feel good about being successful and creating on the platform. We want to know what your pain points are, and we want to resolve them. And as of 2022, we have 15 million experiences that have been created on the platform, and we want this number to just go nuts in the future. We want to make you so successful that you can create more and more and realize your vision on Roblox. So today we're going to talk about 3 things. We're going to talk about our continuing investment in Studio, fixing all of the issues with your workflows, and then moving the product into the future. We're going to talk about our investments in AI and how we view AI as an accelerator for your workflows. We want to make you so much more efficient with the power of AI. And we're going to talk about the visionary thing, which is enabling creation inside of your experiences. You can think about this as taking every creative workflow that you have access to in Studio and making it an API that you can integrate into your workflows and experience. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Steph to talk about Studio.
Thank you, Rob. My name is Steph. I joined Roblox a little over a year ago. My street credits is that I'm the founder of Mixamo, and I have been caring for game developers and democratizing the content creation process now for almost 2 decades. I am truly finding humbling and a privilege to be serving such a large and creative community like you guys are. And I have to say, it's a bit weird for me to be on stage and not having a guitar. So Rob, where's my Gibson ES335?
But you had the clicker.
Fair enough. So I'll make good with that then. Okay, so advancing Studio. Let's look at quality and performance. We always brag about crazy features and new workflows, but ultimately, as you saw yesterday in the presentation by Nick and Tian, is the foundation that is important. Studio needs to be stable, reliable. You need to be able to do your work in Studio. And so this year, we put a lot of effort in reducing the crash rate. Uninterrupted session time went up from 30 to 80 hours. And this is just the beginning. We also introduced Team Create Auto Reconnect, which really pushed the Team Create session connection stability to 99% for the first time. Rest assured, we want to add a lot more 9s to that number. But I think it was a massive improvement from where we were before. And sometimes it's about tweaking small things that you do 100 times a day. For example, play solo start time. We reduced by 17%, but multiply that for the 100, 200 times you do that over the day, it really matters. So there's going to be a lot more coming. It's not that we feel we are done. We are just at the beginning of the journey to make Studio really incredibly reliable and stable for you. And so we are fully committed to that. Please don't hold back. Send your feedback on the dev forums. We're there to hear from you. And then as part of that, we also added native support for Apple Silicon. Again, better performance and more stability for those devices, as we saw yesterday. And so again, we continue in getting native support on any device that we can so that the performance and stability are going to improve. But it's not just about stability and performance and not crashing. It's also about usability, right? Like we want to improve the quality of life, your day-to-day workflow. And so we really focus on small things that matter, like selection controls, camera controls. That one I know we're not done yet. It's still in beta and we still have a lot of work to do, but please, again, send us feedback and input. We improve search and filtering, and then, as you heard yesterday, finally, we have grass height customization. Yay! That was like the biggest applause I heard in the keynote. And it took a while because we had to actually deal with a large community. No, you guys, the environmentalists, they were afraid that we were going to cut down a lot of grass overall. And so it was like a little bit dodgy, but we finally did it. But hey, let's look at the future now and what workflows we will enable in the future. So Tyler, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Steph. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyler, and I lead design for ROBLOX Studio. Through my career, I've worked in architecture, visual effects, and gaming. So I've worked with a lot of 3D software. I'm super excited to continue to make ROBLOX Studio one of the best creation tools out there. So to kick things off, we want to make Studio easier to learn. So in just the first 2 weeks of launching our tutorial, we had over 100,000 creators try it out. Here you can see a step-by-step guide to inserting and manipulating parts. During this tutorial, at the end of the tutorial, you get to drive a race car off of a ramp and catch some air. The goal of this is to show how easy it can be to create something fun in just a few simple steps. Next, we'll be sharing an API so that you can create your own custom tutorials for you and your team. And we're already seeing creators find early success faster because of these tutorials. Now, once you and your team know how to use Studio, we want to help you collaborate effectively. So you'll be able to see where your collaborators are in real time, whether it's in scripts or whether it's in the 3D viewport. You'll be able to navigate directly to them and work together more effectively. As your team gets larger, we know that tracking changes becomes more and more important. We're showing you the history of who did what and when they did it. So you'll be able to track things like who updated what script and who published changes, and accountability on your team, and help you stay up to date with what your team is up to. Now, speaking of staying up to date, we're also adding notifications into Creator Hub and directly into Studio. This is going to allow us to share the most important updates directly with you when it matters the most. You'll get notified about moderation updates, collaboration invites, and much more. And of course, you'll be able to set the preferences for these notifications so you get notified about what matters to you.